Welcome to the show, guys. Now, this morning's show is in audio only, but we're getting on with the show here, and here's the thing. We're going to open up the charts and take a look at what's going on. So let's open up the charts right here, and let's take a look. This guy here. New book reveals crypto's radical origins. By Quinn DuPont. You know, and he talks about Satoshi Nakamoto, and he talks about Bitcoin's origins in this new book. But, you know, I guess this is what the book looks like. Finn Brunton's Digital Cash, The Unknown History of Anarchists, Utopians, and Technologists Who Created Cryptocurrency. So, I got something I wonder about this book, you know. I just wonder if he's on the right path, or if this is not disinformation to hide the real creators of cryptocurrency and the real creators of Bitcoin, who I think that the real creators of Bitcoin was very possibly the intelligence community. And you know, the intelligence community, they are constantly putting out disinformation to try to hide the things that they really do, you know what I mean? So I'm very suspicious of this book as possibly being disinformation. But, you know, I'm going to look into this book later, and I'm going to try to find out more about it, and more about who he says he thinks the creators of cryptocurrency are. So I'm going to look at it with an open mind, you know. Even though I see the potential here that it could possibly be disinformation to try to move people away from the real creators of the cryptocurrency. You know, they play this old trick, and it's a trick that nature plays. There's a bird out there that if you walk up to the bird, it flops down on the ground. It pretends to have a broken wing, and inevitably the bird will move in a direction away from the nest. It's misleading you, and it's trying to divert your attention away and move your attention away so that you'll follow the bird, or an animal, a predator, will follow the bird, and the bird is actually pretending to have a broken wing, but he's leading you away from his nest. Once he gets you a sufficient distance away from the nest, then the little bird will fly away from the predator. And it's led the predator away from the nest. And this is what disinformation can do. It can mislead you and move you away from the real information. So I'm not going to say for sure that this book is disinformation. I'm going to take a look into it and see just exactly what it is. But I got my own ideas of where I think the origins of Bitcoin actually come from. And perhaps this would be labeled as theory, my ideas, but I'm going to look at this book with an open mind. Anyway, let's move on. And Bitmain is going to launch 200,000 new crypto mining rigs in China. Now, this is huge. This is going to actually up the mining difficulty. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Why would the miners be so interested in mining these cryptocurrencies right now? Because Right now, I'm going to tell you it's a losing proposition. I'm going to tell you the reason why. Miners are always ahead of the curve. They know what's coming, and they're greedy for Bitcoin right now. They want to get as many Bitcoin as they can, because even if the difficulty's high, even if they're not making money, they want to get as many Bitcoin as they can. They want to dig them out. And 200,000 new mining rigs. This is going to up the difficulty substantially. When Bitcoin is this cheap, Bitcoin's already unprofitable. It's going to be even more unprofitable right now at these prices. They know something we don't know. I'm going to guarantee you that. Now, we're going to take a look at this article. He says, cryptocurrency and the cryptocurrency market cannot return to steady growth. You know, we've heard all these guys before, and I'm going to tell you what. I see adoption coming in. The world is getting used to using the blockchain technology. This is a new technology that has come out, and it's as big an invention as the wheel. It's as big an invention as the telephone. It's as big an invention as the electric light bulb. And people are starting to use this. They're getting more and more used to this technology, and they're going to be using it in more and more facets of society. Like, for instance, if you go and you take a look at all the things that are done now with the old technology that needs verification, including every time you go into the grocery store and you use your little your debit card, you know, to buy something at the grocery store. When you slip that debit card in the machine, there's a signal that goes to the bank, and the bank has to actually verify that you have the money in the account to pay for that. More and more, they're going to be using blockchain technology to verify transactions, which doesn't require the third party. You see, when you use that card now, that debit card, there's a third party involved, the bank. They have to send the signal to the bank, and the signal comes back from the bank and says, okay, your transaction's verified. So this verification of transaction, and as the world starts to use blockchain technology and grows more and more comfortable with it all the time, it reminds me of back in the days when the light bulb was first coming in. They argued back and forth. They said, oh, it's so dangerous. Nobody's going to use those dangerous light bulbs. Thomas Edison, quite literally, wanted to frighten them away from AC electricity. You know, and he was out there, and he was saying AC electricity is terribly dangerous. I believe he even shocked an elephant to death before a big crowd of people. He electrocuted an elephant to prove the dangers of AC electricity. But we all adopted it in the end. We all have AC power in our house, and yes, it is dangerous. You can stick your tongue into a light bulb socket, but who's going to do that? You know? I mean, so because of these danger factors and the scared factors and everything else, people actually continued to use their old oil lamps. Like 30 years after the light bulb was invented, people were still using the old oil lamps. New technology always has a learning curve, and it always has time it needs to be implemented. So I'm seeing this new implementation coming in all the time. We're seeing articles come in every day on this new implementation of this new technology. Like, take a look at this. Every single day, I could put these articles up. I tend not to, but you know, I could put these articles up every single day. The U.S. government could introduce blockchain tech at airports. So they're going to start to use the blockchain technology in airports. Now, I just put two of them up that's happening today because I wanted to prove a point. Alibaba Aerospace to promote blockchain development. So Alibaba is going to promote blockchain development. So what we're seeing is every single day we're seeing articles come out where new tech firms and stuff are starting to implement blockchain technology because they're finding a use for it. So as the world, as this spreads and we get more and more used to blockchain technology to run our day-to-day activities of life, so like when you go to the grocery store, you know, or whatever, you'll be using blockchain technology instead of the old-fashioned technology. After a while, this is going to work its way into the implementation of, because we're getting used to blockchain technology. This is this curve that's actually happening where implementation of a new technology takes time. And we're seeing this learning curve happening worldwide where they're starting to implement this new technology. So do you really think that if we get used to this new technology, it works good, and we're implementing it worldwide, do you really think that we're going to go back to gold as the world standard for backing the world's financial system? Or do you think we actually could go into blockchain technology to back the world's financial system? Well, I think I know which direction it's going to go. But until we get there, Bitcoin is going to be having a hard time of it. Because as this technology gets implemented, there's fear in the market right now in cryptocurrency. That's why they're writing these articles like cryptocurrency cannot return to steady growth. That's such a blanket statement with no actual verification to prove that it'll ever be true. They just make these statements, they throw them out there like Bitcoin will die 6 months from now, sort of a statement. With nothing to back it up, you know what I mean? Anyway, thank you guys for listening to this cryptocurrency report, and we'll catch you guys in the very next show. Bye-bye, guys.